I found out about NLBM in law school and started researching the company and got really excited about what a solo practice could look like for me, or me being my own boss could look like for me. So I read the book Wear Clean Underwear. I sort of started following the page on social media. I listened to more webinars that would come out from time to time and sort of started shifting my thinking about, hey, could I do this? So on one of the webinars, Ali said, here's the fees that you could potentially charge people for the service because it is such a high value personalized service. And my mind was kind of blown by that. But she said, you could make $10,000 in a day. If you worked hard and you followed our process, you could make $10,000 in a day. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way you could make, that doesn't even make sense. I'm in law school, attorneys periodically come in, we talk, I'm in this world of law, and that could never even happen. That's not even true. So I had that pretty big doubt in my mind, but I still thought the program was really interesting, kept following. I enrolled in the program right after I passed the bar exam and started learning. And it was, that goal still seemed impossible of $10,000 a day, but I could kind of see over the months of working the program and setting my fee structures and seeing clients that it was actually very doable. So the first $10,000 day I messaged Ali and told her, hey, I thought you told me a lie, but you didn't. It is very doable. And now I've had multiple days like that and more. And so it wasn't impossible. And that's just one, financial funny story, because now I know Ali personally. Back then, I just knew her as kind of this, attorney mentor who was teaching about her program and her process and her practice model. But that was kind of a really funny sort of full circle moment that I was like, oh, she wasn't lying. It's totally possible. And I've done that multiple times since. And that's always been like a funny thing for me to think back on as I've gotten to know her better. So that's one part. And then the other part would be just growing as a person. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was scared. I didn't know if I would be good at it, but I wanted it really badly. And running my own business has helped me so much as a person to become a different type of person. I feel like I'm stronger. I feel like I understand more about myself. I feel like I have created flexibility that I love in my life, and I've created opportunities for my family and kids that I wouldn't have had I worked for somebody else. And I just kind of look forward to what the next few years bring. Having to kind of pivot from COVID of being sort of an in-person, figure in my community to an online person in my community was really hard, but also was a way that my business kind of boomed because I was able to reach more people. And so that was really exciting to see growth and change for me. And then also to sort of step into a leadership role in my community, which was kind of scary and hard, but also really exciting. So to me, being a business owner and following the NLBM process has been really financially rewarding. But then for me, it's also been really personally rewarding because I've seen myself grow and sort of be forced to grow too in multiple ways that I think I'm really proud of, and I'm really glad that my kids get to see that in me. And I hope that that's, they'll be able to take on challenges differently and, pivot in their lives when they need to, and sort of see that, this path is a really exciting, interesting path for me. And I hope for them it is too, for their career choices. So that's kind of my story about, one snippet of my story of how I sort of got here and I'm excited to be here. And then also just not really, I'm proud of myself that I don't see myself as I did when I heard that $10,000 statement. I don't think anymore, oh, that's so crazy. That's a lie. That's impossible. As a business owner, I have this different mentality now, which is like, well, how could we do that? How could I be at, 50,000 a month, or how could I be at 100,000 a month? How, what would that take and what would that look like? So I'm proud of myself that I've grown as a person where I don't see those limitations on myself like I did when I was a student. I look at things a lot differently because I've trusted the process and worked things, and had good mentorship to be able to make a lot of good, solid mind shifts around my practice and in my personal life too. So that's been really rewarding. It was the totally right decision. But you know how those things work. When things align in your life, like that's a long time ago that I'm thinking about these things, 2017, 2018. And I'm like, yeah, that's really cool because I am completely confident there was not a better practice fit for me. I know I made the right choice going with New Law Business Model, and I wouldn't change now for anything. You couldn't convince me to change to a different, practice area or a different job or anything.